Now let's talk about question answering. Can the model solve or answer a specific question based on the context that we provided? Similar to information extraction, but slightly different because we can ask the model to infer something from the data that might not be there directly. So let's try this out with an example. So now I've already written the prompt here. The first thing I'm doing is I'm asking answer the question based on the context below, and this is my context in squirrely brackets that I provided. Keep the answer short, respond unsure about answer if not sure about the answer. And then this is the context, a very different example, but I'm going to walk you through so you understand how the model interprets it. Tepilizumab, excuse my pronunciation, traces its roots to a New Jersey drug company called Ortho Pharmaceutical. Their scientists generated an early version of antibody dubbed OKT3, originally sourced from mice. The molecule was able to bind to the surface of T cells and limit their cell-killing potential. In 1986, it was approved to help prevent organ rejection after kidney transplants, making it the first therapeutic antibody allowed for human use. Question: what is OKT3 originally sourced from? It's originally sourced from mice. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this part. And I'm going to run this prompt again and see where it leads us. As expected, the answer is mice. Now I'm going to run the same prompt, but this time I'm going to change the answer. Where is OKT4 originally sourced from? So this is something completely different that is not in the context. So let's see how the model interprets a question that we haven't provided any reference to. Based on the question, on the context, and I'm sure about how to answer this question, the context only mentions that OK3 was originally sourced from mice, but it does not mention anything about OKT4. Was also originally sourced from mice, but it's also possible that it was sourced from another organism. More information needed to answer the question. So it did a pretty good job in answering the question. When we provided the right question with the right context, it was able to figure it out. But then when I asked the same question, but I provided the same context, but I asked a different question, something that was not there in the data already. It did a remarkable job in understanding that this information is not in the data, and at the same time it inferred that it is a possibility that just like OKT3, it is also coming from mice, but we're not sure yet. So now let's go and try the same two prompts in GPT-4. So let's see, this is our first prompt where we talk about OKT3. Originally sourced from, very precise, to the point, it did the job exactly what would ask for. Now let's try the second one where we give it a question that is not there in the context, which is the OKT4, while the information we provided is for OKT3, unsure about the answer. So you see how precise it was because of respond unsure about answer if not sure about the answer. So it took the instruction really well in terms of saying that, okay, I don't know the answer, and it was very precise. We gave the same prompt to BARD, but it tried to infer an answer even though it wasn't there in the passage, and it provided that. So a slightly different way the two models interacted, but it does the job in terms of going through the context, looking for a question's answer, and providing us the most relevant details that it can for that question.